Craziness still around me. When isn't it? I went up to Ravenna, sat outside at the Army base. Let them listen to my tapes on the way up there. The neurochip is an illegal war weapon. It's outlawed U.S. Supreme Court, 11th Circuit, 18-10134. With it being a legal war weapon, they had to get it from somewhere. Now, Dave was dating an agent's daughter, Michelle, Anna Lauren, and a heavyset girl with big chest, mean parents. But Michelle's mother, the young blonde girl, bragged everything was done for her. I told you Memorial Day weekend 2019, Walmart 62 was standing there yelling it out. They did all this for her daughter. I'm mocking me for being a protected person in the state, but the neurochip was 12/21/18, stabbed in the neck. Well, it's an illegal war weapon. They had to either steal it from someone's lab or they stole it from that Army base. Because where do you get a war weapon? I have sat out there, and they used to help work security. On their term, a few of the guys would help out. A lot of the retired vets did. I sat out there. Some guy came out and drove out and gave me a dirty look. And I thought, don't you fool me. We all know you can hear me from the car. Y'all know you can. We're not fooling anybody anymore. My whole house is bugged. My car is bugged. Dear God, my head's bugged. I have a neurochip that's illegally implanted. The FBI took responsibility 2:53 p.m. at Altman Hospital that the agency did it to me, and a damn bastard. I have a dent in the top of my skull. You can see the cut, the wires, and then the crack where the pulley's pulling down in here. I had a Mercy Medical. I had a CT scan done with dye. It hurt like hell when it hit it. The lady at the hospital said, I bet it did hurt. You can see it, and the hospital did tell me if the chip's taken out on the swelling, my brain will go back to normal. It is an illegal strategy and a war weapon to silence whistleblowers. So if it's illegal, where'd they get it? They had to steal it from somebody's lab or from that Army base. Guy pulled up and gave me a dirty look, and I'm thinking, don't even go there. We all know that either they stole it from you or you helped out. And even then, they can't do it to me. The Constitution protects me from this. The 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th, the U.S. Supreme Court ruling outlawed everything. It's the United States of America. You have the right to remain silent, legal representation, and we can't afford one will be appointed to you. They put the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th. They put 33 agents in jail for 20 years for RICO charges. For drugging, beat, rape, torturing, publicly humiliating. Or not publicly, but for beat, rape, torture, drugging, so-called confessions, and neurotripping. Justice for Victims of Torture and Terrorism Act. I have been publicly humiliated across the United States. They have sold the log into Washington, D.C., California, Texas, Florida, Georgia, Maryland, Tennessee, Kentucky, Indiana, Illinois, Michigan, Pennsylvania, New York. People showed up to help, and most of them were really good people. Only some of them were bad. They sold the login for $25 a pop. The agents are selling the login for money, and first it was a lot, and then they said the login's going for $25 a pop. And then a lot of people knew everything, and even more things that I didn't know about the case. I was just trying to stay alive. It's horrible. It's horrifying. part of psychological torture is allowing people to see embarrassing photos. They let people watch me on the toilet, in the bathroom, showering. They have tapes of me being raped by an agent with a stalker, an old fat white man, because I was going to try to get people help. And they tortured me and warned me to stay quiet. There's videos of it. They admitted it, Shine, 8/18 this year at 4:42 p.m. in front of people, tape and audio. An agent was seen with a stalker raping her. She can have anything she wants. So no one showed up. 8/27/305 FedEx. 2 African-American agents were standing there and said the agent was mad at her. That's why he raped her, for not calling 911 on the gunshot night. He wasn't mad at Dave for killing those men. But he was mad at me for hiding on the floor not to get killed. Or he wasn't mad at the 2 African-American agents with dreadlocks at the register in Walmart. We stayed out the gunshot night because Dave's girlfriend's prettier. The guy running it didn't blame us. Or the older white man with gray hair and mustache saying he stayed out of it too and made fun of me. And they said none of this is funny. They're both actually dead. The ones they said they killed. And some man in town said he scribbled over it. And I tried to get them help. I had got a prepaid phone, was going to turn it in and get these, that lady that said something happened to that little boy's dad. And at 12:39 in North Chapel, I've already told this story over and over again, how they can't have her state what happened up there. Well, they put a legal war weapon in my head. It's treason. You stole something from the government and put it in a civilian's head, and the Constitution protects me from it. It is. You're trying to rewrite the Constitution. The Constitution, government can talk to you and talk to you like a human being. But they can't beat you. They can't rape you. They can't drug you. And they sure as hell can't put a war weapon in your head or a mind-controlling chip. It's already outlawed. And it's illegal traitorous worldwide against all human rights. They put the 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th over it. And put those agents in jail. They tried it in Guanaco Bay. It cost them 20 years of their life. Yes, they knew I was innocent, and they also knew that the kids were giggling and playing behind my back, and that Dave had drugged me and told me to say something stupid. I had to take the clues people were leaving around me to realize that he even did it to me before. I had to put the clues together where the next apartment building before me, the second apartment, they came out laughing. It's funny, she finally figured it out. Dave drugged her and told her to say it before. Wasn't funny when the guy with the badge showed up. And she said it loud enough for both parking lots to hear. Yes, they did drug her and tell her to say it before. She couldn't deny it anyways. I have a neurochip. It taped her. And the car door was open and it tapes in my vehicle. The old lady on Fairlawn Street already screamed at him. That's not funny. The church people had someone break in before. Or the church people broke in before, drugged her and told her to say she's a weirdo, whatever, before. That's not funny. She's screaming at him right for May 25th of this year. Then May 25th in Wendy's in Louisville in the evening. The crew's speaking about it. How not funny it was. The church people did that, breaking in, drugging me, telling me to say the weirdo crap in front of my old client and about 6-10 people in town, and they were calling them bastards. So where it was all set up, stalkers, murderers, paying people to know where I'm at, people pretending to be me to cost me jobs, that they had already had it set up to drug me and tell me to say something stupid, and then have the kids giggle behind my back. But they told Flora it was a mean game of pretend, and she was still laughing at it on October 23rd, 2019, even ratted them out. Of course, it never happened. Of course, it wasn't true. We made it up. It was a game of pretend, laughing so hard. She thought it was funny. They were supposed to pretend I assaulted one. They had already came up to me in 19. Melissa's so stupid, she made everything up when you're fishing with Dave. She's actually that stupid. She didn't check where you were. Her first lie is you bent over improperly. They seen your butt and picked out a nightgown I didn't even own 6 years ago when they only made fun of the back of my knees once. Her second lie, that's how they put it, was they came upstairs and they're being dirty looking through a cracked bathroom door, and you're supposed to be being weird with yourself, and I'm outside drinking water with Jen. Third lie, they'll make up something and call you a bad word. The mean game and pretend. I was a little busy to deal with something they called fucking shit. My family should be ashamed of. Karen's a good woman. June of 19, Liberty House Share, an agent was there in a suit, and either North Canton or Jackson police were working security on Hills and Dales Road. Worst thing you ever did wrong, honey, is you bent over improperly. We can wipe that one out. He's laughing. Let me get the door for you. They only made fun of the back of my knees. There's nothing to wipe out. The judges did a cute skit on 9/18/19 with the undercover police for You Had Us Look Into It. You knew she couldn't handle it. You knew she appreciated us doing it. And you can find she did nothing wrong. Found innocent in the courts of Ravenna. Judge Pete walks by. Judge Timothy comes in laughing. We're ready to begin. Go Judge Pete and Timothy. October 23rd, 2019. Flora states the mean game of pretend, and I would have said something earlier, but it was BB's first party. They had guests there, and I'm going, look, and she's sitting there laughing, and she can't quit giggling, and I'm like horrified. So when I did talk to Dixie the first time, she couldn't even look at me. She's like this. And then the last time I went down and I told her, I said, was it okay if I taped you? I'm going to tape you now. And she's like, yeah. And I said, do you remember that mean game in front of us? She's like, yeah. From Melissa's Kids. And she's like, I remember it. We go, after I get done taping her, we go in the house. And she's like, Josh's friends heard it too. And I said, well, you know the agent's daughter, Michelle. Oh, I knew about Michelle. I said, the young blonde girl, the agent's daughter. She's like, oh, I knew about her. The house was meant for Grandma. It was meant for Auntie Shell and Papa, and Grandma needs to get out. They mentioned Lauren yesterday. One of the other girls was dating. Yeah. Like I said, there was a Lauren, there was a Michelle, and the beautiful Michelle, the agent's daughter. Her mother even bragged they did all this for her. He was already trying to kill me at Lennox, making it look random, and my damn luck, he found an agent's daughter in Ravenna. Her mother even bragged they did all this for her daughter. Stupid old white woman. Someone does need to come down and help me. I do. It does come up. Government chip. Louisville police said something to me about the chip. She's got a government chip. I do. Illegally implanted 12/21/18. Stabbed in the neck at the refrigerator. No more bitchin' move, guys. Wake up with hair missing a dent in my skull. Got it. There's a crack and it pulls down to here and I'm getting swelling. There's wires. You can see it on a CT March of this year, Mercy Medical Radiology Department. The FBI took responsibility under the case's name. March 13th of this year at 2:53 p.m. The agency did it to me, and a damn bastard. In front of people taping audio. So, yeah, somebody does need to. It is an illegal war weapon, and it is outlawed, and there is a law that they have to fix it, and they do have to take it out. And these little Melissa's gangbangers. But we had Dave Dorger and Teller say something stupid while the kids were pretending we get money, right? It's called free lodging. 20 years, orange jumpsuits. This was their idea to how to get away with murder. They set up in Ravenna. This was a case of how to get away with murder. I just kept looking at them. A case, yeah, they had it all planned out from the beginning. Like one lady said, they were all part of it. Every one of them. Good agents, you can't disrespect me. Karen's amazing. I've never even lived through what she has. How dare these people insult her? She almost died to save those people. The FBI yelled out at Walmart, it's ridiculous, ridiculous for any child to be afraid of Karen. She's nothing but good and love. Let's see. Aspen Dental, they won't kill an innocent woman. FedEx, around 10/20 of 20. A new agent working the case. I heard she's really something. She's out in the vehicle saying this, this, and this. And I had swore at her when they drove by. They're probably just going to try to kill her. Older African-American agent working the case. I've seen him several times. Came in, or he was behind me for, we all know this woman's innocent. The good ones, good agents actually run around telling everybody I'm innocent. Everybody. It's not your fault when a cult tries to kill you and they plan it out so much that they drug you and tell you to say something stupid. And then have people giggle behind your back and they already knew they were lying. All right. And the taping me underwear in my home is a felony. They did not have a court order to do it. It's spying. And wiping off toxic water with clothes on. It's adjusting yourself. You didn't expose yourself. You're good. I'm like, God of heaven, arrest these people. Yeah, you got to think baseball players. You got to think, what do women do when they get out of a pool? You pull it out of your front, you crouch your butt. You adjust your top dry off everywhere. Men adjust their front area. People pull out wedges everywhere. We're adults. You have to hold yourself 5 minutes to to explain yourself that you didn't hurt yourself because you're human. Or, let's see, or expose yourself on purpose. Not a fast, oh my God, water's running. It's adjusting yourself. You didn't expose yourself, you're good. Like they said, these people were extremely reaching. We know what they tried to say about her, and it didn't work. Didn't work 2 years ago either. And then I told you the places of knowing where people knew they drugged me and told me to say something stupid to escape prosecution for premeditated murder. So, I don't know. I'm hoping someone shows up today. People have asked me, did you get someone to help you yet? Did you? Everybody's rooting. You don't kill the wife and pay Bonnie and Clyde. Seriously. Yeah, seriously. Dave was trying to make it look random so that he could get away with having everything and then using that mentally ill man that lost his kid in a traffic accident that hates God 18 years ago. And they lied to him. I wasn't sick when I was sick. And played with his mind to have him help pay for everything. And that's terrible. But it's terrible that he's even participating, let alone help him take up the finances for this. I don't know. I know my granddaughter, BB's on that list. She's 2. The Massillon police watch them. And my son's family, because they tamper with their vehicles. It's in a cult. It's a severe cult. But the Massillon police keep an eye on them, and it's finally getting better. But someone does need to get a hold of this because there is a Dave's Own Voice. There's a list, and they're going to move on to who they want next. And the gunshot night, he made a big mistake and a big one. He met up outside the house for a moment in time, and the assassins and him talked for a moment when the police were in the area and then took off and caught him how they murdered those men. And they said, none of this is funny. They're actually dead. So somebody needs to come down. They need to get me out of here. I may have a septal infract in my heart where those idiots, Michelle's friends, were breaking in, stabbing me with needles. Trying to make it look official. FBI, don't use sodium pentothal. Why? Because you lie under it. Falsely confessed to luring children, falsely confessed to writing ransom notes, falsely confessed to Pearl Harbor, falsely confessed to crimes too. What else? Questioner gets what it wants, right or wrong. It's just anesthesia and it's lethal. And the FDA prohibits it brought into the United States because it can be used in anthrax, and they use it in lethal injections in humans and puppies. But I did wake up with black and blue marks. No officer, no agent ever came talk to me about this. No Steve, Eric, Kirk, Chris, Mark, Christine. What else to name? There was a Terrence. I don't know what he did. He was walking around. Some guys were talking about him. And he's a handsome man. Acts like a bad 5-year-old. Follow me around. You know my name. You know. I just ignored him like a 5-year-old. Threatened me once that if you don't stop praying about everything, I'll put you in a place where you can't stand for 8 hours. And I'm like ignoring him. And you can't pray anymore. Well, people are trying to shoot me driving. 6 stalkers show up at Walmart. Dave's beating on me. Yeah, they tried to shoot me when I was driving. The stalkers, the gunshot night. 2 murderers show up. Dave's beating on me with internal injuries, and I'm not retaliating. And people are breaking in and stabbing me with needles in my sleep and coming up. We always knew you were going to say, you tell anybody you saw someone, you're arrested. I'm like, who are you and why are you mean? Because I'd see him the next day in the store, and the only thing I had was black and blue marks on me. FD, I don't drug people. You corrupt an agent to do it. They lost their badge to go to jail. Yeah, it was that kind of crazy shit. And somebody broke in, stabbed me in the neck, put a cell phone in my head. It was God help me everywhere I went. I'm not ashamed. It was, dear Lord help me everywhere I went. When I was alone, it was God help me. Prayed it everywhere, and when I was alone, God help me. I still haven't figured out. Okay, you're breaking in, you're stabbing me with needles in my sleep. Somebody stabs me in the neck at the refrigerator. You cut my skull open. I got a dent in it. I got you can see it. The dent in my skull on the CD. You can see they cut the wires in the crack. You've been inside my skull. Why in Wendy's did somebody want a straw after that? Grab her straw, grab her straw. We don't get it this time, we'll get it next time. You've been inside my body. Why would you want a straw? It's like, take the damn straw. You can have the damn straw at this point. Just take it. Could have had it before anyways if you asked for it. You know what I mean? After May 25th, after it came out in Wendy's and that little old lady yelling at him about the church people breaking in and drugging me before, a group that were helping Dave came down from Ravenna. Are you crazy? You can't enter a drug confession? They're yelling at down from Jeff's my old clients. Well, we just found out they drugged her and told her what to say before. It's a case of incompetency. I'm dealing with stalkers, I'm dealing with murderers, and I'm dealing with the 10 top stupid wanted list outside. You want them. I'll tell you what. Oh, we drugged her and told her to say something. We corrupted an agent to stick her with a needle to make it look official. We can have money out of it, right? They're right out front. They yell stuff in my apartment all night long. All night long, so I can't sleep. It's that bad. You want to talk about domestic terrorism, white-collar crimes. This is actually even treason because they stole a war weapon and put it in a civilian's head. And it is against the Constitution and it is outlawed by the U.S. Supreme Court that the government can never use it. So who the hell do these people think they are? Seriously. Like I said, you want the 10 top stupid one list? They'll put their names all over it. I don't know their last names. I only know first names. Somebody needs to take care of this. That one guy, Terrence, that I told you was, I don't know him. I never talked to him. I ignored him. I do a lot of that. People act bad in public. I ignore him. He showed up at the Gastrology Associates on, what is that? Fulton Road? Hills and Dales or something like that. You get off that exit on 62. Not the last time I picked up my paperwork, but the time before. An agent was yelling at him. After what you did, you'll make it up to her. Let me get the door for you, honey. And he walked over and opened the door. He showed up at Taco Bell with a lady. I don't know how to make it up to her. What do you do? Besides act like a bad 5-year-old. And in public, I just ignored him. I had a lot of people act like bad 5-year-olds. You know, where the FBI file, they could say, your FBI file says you never really did anything wrong before. They run around and tell everybody, she did a lot wrong before, that's why we all helped. I'm like, shut up. They're just lying like crazy. Continually lying. Trying, like the one lady said, they manipulated all of us. Another one, it's really sick. That kid made up all that stuff, but she goes to that occult. She's like, yeah, I'm not her mother. I'd spank her butt behind, and she'd walk around knocking on every door in this town and saying I lied. She wouldn't lie again. She needs to get on her hands and knees and thank God that she's not grandma's child. Fear of God or the fear of you to make them good people. My father. Now, I'm going to go ahead and upload this. Somebody needs to show up. And that is in Craig's past. Somebody needs to find out what the hell he's doing in this shit. March 15th to April 4th of 19. He'll be in a subway on Whipple, insulting Lori, and that he will not tolerate me being around. He only tolerated Lori because of Craig. And he will not tolerate me around. He insults me and her like crazy. I went home, and I still lived in Ravenna, and I had started that new job on Check and Go, and it's not there anymore, but there's a Subway and a BMV, and now it's back to March of 19, March 15th of 19, my father died. I started the job right after that, and I moved out April 4th of 19. Well, I was so pissed. I went home to my house in Ravenna, yelled out, if you don't think I know you're there, you're wrong. And have you not been raised better than to insult somebody's family when they walk by? Well, a lot of the guys went fishing. And two big guys showed up, and one guy said, I was raised better. That's why I'm here. I felt horrible, went home and apologized. But he hates my sister from 31 years ago. And is here helping them, trying to kill me. And my brother-in-law was killed at work. And I told you all the attempts on his life. Was he part of any of that? Because my brother-in-law worked for the Pentagon. Dick Cheney. He did spyware for the government. War weapons. And there was several attempts on his life where he died. Was he part of that? And that he hates my sister so bad that he'd help kill her little sister. What is his problem being part of this then? Oh my God, Craig's little sister-in-law's in trouble from that occult. Get her the hell out of here. That would be normal. Not the other one. And was he part of any of that?